Good afternoon. Welcome on in to another episode of From Day One. Figure today we'll go all Sov Cit, but we do have just a little touch of court case first, as our good team skeptic brings us a Sov Cit who's going to get shut down by a judge, in no time for that. Skeptic, I'll turn it over to you to explain what we have on tap.
Today, we have a sovereign citizen, or more specifically, an American state national, who refuses to accept the best traffic ticket offer that I've ever seen just so we can take it to trial. And he's pro se. So let's begin.
Now calling the matter of the people versus Timothy Tally Williams. This is ticket number on the docket today was SP 1283888. Count 1, drove while license suspended. Count 2, open alcohol in the motor vehicle. Count 3, no insurance misdemeanor. Not on the docket are tickets number SX 2454328. Count 1, open intoxicants in a vehicle driver. Count 2, furnish false storage info to police officer. Ticket SP 1452301, driver's license never acquired. Count 1. Count 2, no insurance misdemeanor. Count 3, drive unregistered untitled vehicle. Ticket SP 1466801. Count 1, drive unregistered or untitled vehicle. Count 2, no insurance misdemeanor. Count 3, driver's license never acquired. Ticket number SP 1418401. Count 1, open alcohol in the motor vehicle.
Whoa, this is still going on? I'm sorry, Your Honor. Continue.
Driver. Count 2, tinted windows. Count 3, operator or front seat passenger failed to wear a safety belt. Ticket number SP 1467130, tinted windows. And tickets SP 1409982. Count 1, drive unregistered untitled vehicle. Count 2 of that same ticket is drove while unlicensed.
Yup, well, we're dealing with a fine, upstanding, pro-socially contributing member of society is what no one says when talking about this ass clown. Now, by my count, and I'm from America, so I can count pretty good, that was 17 different citations, and that will all become relevant here in a minute.
Appearances for the record, starting with, I don't know if he was given counsel or not. Counsel?
Aaron Ruck on behalf of Mr. Timothy Williams. Mr. Williams, state your name.
I object to counsel.
What was that?
I object to counsel.
Of
Your
course.
Honor, I spoke with Mr. Williams. He's saying it's not him, and he's all rights reserved. His name is all in all capital.
I object to representation.
What was that, sir?
I object to representation by you.
Okay. So you would like to represent yourself, Mr. Williams?
I'm not representing myself. I'm just here on appearance, trying to clear this matter.
Okay, so you have to be the person in order to clear these matters. You just can't appear on behalf of someone unless you're an attorney. Are you an attorney, Mr. Williams?
I'm not the person, but I'm the live living, not the Timothy Williams.
Are you Timothy Tally Williams? Do you know Timothy Tally Williams?
I am Timothy Williams, the living, breathing Timothy Williams, not the all cat that stays on my ticket.
Well, thanks for admitting that it was your ticket belonging to the living, breathing, all caps, crayon eating brain donor.
Okay. All right, so do you want to try and resolve these today or no?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so you need an offer, is that what I'm hearing you say? Because we can try and resolve all these tickets today if you want to.
Well, I'm just because as a U.S. national, I have rights protected by the U.S. Constitution and the Supreme Court.
So if you travel, drive, ride, anything on the city streets of Detroit, then you have to follow the rules that the city of Detroit has imposed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
If you have not followed these rules, then you receive something called tickets. And these tickets are given to you based on the license or prior license or identification ID that is given to you. So we can either resolve these today or we don't have to resolve them. It's okay. But I would like to try and resolve these so that you can move forward and do whatever you need to do.
Yes, I would like to resolve them, but as the officer is seeing in his computer that by the Secretary of State, my ID has been rescinded, canceled. I have a passport, and that's proof.
Oh, you have a passport. How nice. Now you can identify yourself as the one thing that you do not want to identify yourself as,
An
an
American
American
citizen.
citizen. But according to Michigan Vehicle Code 257.301, anyone operating a motor vehicle on a public roadway in the state of Michigan must have a valid driver's license, not a passport.
I'm traveling. I don't drive. I just drive here.
Hold on, but if you drive.
Oh,
and the
whoa,
vehicle,
he
you
said-
have a driver's license. Your passport does not enable you the ability to be able to drive on the streets of Michigan.
I travel not for business and commerce. I just
Same thing, same thing.
Same
They
thing,
have
you
to have
idiot.
tickets, they
Same
have to
thing.
have licenses as well. Have you ever heard of a truck driver without a license that drives on the commutes on the freeways, roads, or byways? It does not happen. You have to have a license to drive on the city of Detroit, state of Michigan. All 50 states are under my assumption and ability. So Mr.
You-
Williams, I
you
can't
are
go back and
correct,
forth.
Your
I
Honor.
have a lot of people on my screen. I know you can't see. We can have this discussion, but it just has to be near the end of the docket if we don't want to resolve it right now. Okay?
but for the record, Your Honor, I don't
Okay,
drive.
go ahead.
Your Honor, put him at the end of
For
the
the record, I
docket.
don't drive for-
Okay,
Your Honor.
so how do you want to resolve it today? If you don't want to resolve it, I have to move to the next person, Mr. Williams.
I would like to resolve this matter.
Okay, all right. So would you like me
Your
to
Honor.
get you a? Yes, Attorney Snyder, go ahead.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Alexa Schneider for the people, P80322. If the Mr. Williams in front of us does not admit that the ticket is in his name, is made out to him, I'd ask that the Mr. Williams on the ticket be given a warrant and that this gentleman be removed so we can continue with court.
I mean, she's got a point. If you
Yeah.
don't want to identify yourself as the person named on the ticket, then just give the person named on the ticket a warrant and let's move on.
To Mr. Williams, on these tickets,
Excuse me?
I said, is it you, Mr. Williams, on these tickets?
Please
That's
be
fair.
smart.
That means that I'm talking to someone who doesn't have these tickets in my courtroom, and so that person has not appeared. But I'm assuming that it's you. Are these your tickets, sir?
If you assume, yes. I stand.
So do you want, Mr. Williams, do you want to resolve these or not? We can't keep going back and forth. You want to take care of these today with some type of plea or no?
I'm
That's
trying to
my
res-
only,
I'm trying to resolve them, but I'm being threatened by imprisonment if I don't agree to these tickets.
who's gonna send you to prison? I'm not sending anybody to prison today. I'm fining people. That's all I'm doing. I'm giving them fines, monetary fines.
The prosecutor just said she issued a warrant. She recommended a warrant be issued.
Right, but you're not gonna get arrested, but she's saying if you're not gonna say that you're the person on these tickets. Mr. Williams, I have 20 people. I can't argue with you at the beginning of the docket. I can argue with you at the end of the docket. So I'm gonna skip over this matter so we can continue. Let me get everybody else out, then I'm gonna give you all the time in the world and we're gonna figure out what to do with you today, okay? I don't mind.
Thank you, Your
I don't
Honor.
mind taking the time, but I got all these other people on here who are looking like, come on now, okay? So just give me a moment.
And when she says a moment, she means a few hours later. So at the end of her docket, she eventually brings back the Sovtard and speaks to him like a 35-year-old third grader, explaining exactly why
On
he's
French?
wrong and exactly what his options are.
We called on the matter of the people versus Timothy Talley Williams. These matters were called on the record previously. I took a moment off. We had quite a busy docket this morning, and I want to make sure that we could give Mr. Williams adequate amount of time to be able to have and all of his questions answered about the matters that are before this court today. Appearances for the record, starting with the city attorney, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Alexa Schneider for the people, P80322.
All right. He continues to not want counsel. Is that correct, Mr. Williams?
Correct.
Okay. Can you state your name for the record, please?
Timothy
Last name?
Williams.
Okay, sir, now you've had the opportunity to sit and look and see how everything pans out and how everything works, Mr. Williams, right?
Others
Do you
how
wanna
not to be an
presented
idiot.
with an offer today, or how do you want to move forward?
Well, the offer was to get all this.
Oh, Your Honor.
So the offer was, I think, so he had some extra cases, Attorney Snyder. So it was FTD, failed to display a valid operator's license, and an open alcohol passenger that was being offered. in exchange, we did have a couple of tickets in default, another open intoxicant driver.
You have
attorney's
17.
And it was forged or false police information to a police officer. He may have just given him like a ID that expired. But if you plead to those two cases, the remainder of your cases will be dismissed.
No, I was talking about the agreement between me and you was to get this sorted out today.
Exactly how much thermometer juice have you had to drink this morning? The state's willing to throw out 15 of your charges if you just plead guilty to 2. That's the literal definition of sorting it out for you, since you obviously can't get it sorted out on your own.
Right. So so the options are, so these are your options. You
can be smart.
For a pretrial. That'll give you some time to get documents together and to get.
Or you can be stupid and go for retrial.
To the court. You can ask for a bench trial. That's a trial before myself as the trier and finder of facts.
That's even stupider.
These officers who have made these allegations would have to appear on that date and come into court. Or you can ask for a jury trial. That's when the officers is in person. 6 citizens of the city of Detroit will make the decision based on the law. Officers still have to come in. You will have to come in at that point in time, and then we can resolve it that way. Those are the 3, or you can plead guilty or plead responsible at this point in time to the offer that has been extended to you. Those are the 4 things that we can do to resolve it today. And I guess the 5th one is if you don't want to do any of those, and it just remains as is and it just remains there. And then eventually it goes into warrant status.
Yeah.
All right, so I said,
rights, and I don't understand what's going on. So
okay, I don't know if they'll be able to help you. I really wish you would let us assign some counsel to you. They may be able to talk to you and help you understand a little bit better.
I tried, but he not
He
listening,
what?
so I was just taking them on hands.
All right, sometimes you have to be willing to understand that they're gonna give you the law, not necessarily what you're following, but the law that we practice in the state of Michigan.
I have no contract. If I have no contract with the Secretary of State, then like, why am I doing?
Oh dear God!
Procedure to have my rights protected under the Constitution and Supreme Court. So
I'm still waiting for one of these jackasses to show me in the Constitution
where
it
they
says
got the
that your
contract
right to travel means that you have a right to drive a car or fly a plane or right to choose any one of 1,000 other regulated methods of travel that exist out there. And while the Constitution does protect the rights of the citizens, it also protects the rights of the states, giving the states the rights to be independent from one another and to govern themselves in matters like these.
Of Michigan?
of Michigan, what?
No, I'm saying the Supreme Court of what jurisdiction? Michigan or the United States of America?
United States of America.
All right, they wouldn't have jurisdiction over local matters though, and that's gonna be the problem. You're gonna run into every time, Mr. Williams, that local matters are held. The Constitution extends the right for us to locally handle certain matters, such as ordinance violations, misdemeanors, driving offenses.
Right.
Yes.
So if I'm not a U.S. citizen, I'm a U.S. national. What jurisdiction does that fall under? I'm not a resident or a U.S. citizen.
The
You don't live in the United
same.
States of America?
I live in the United States of America, but not under the jurisdiction.
So that's your resident. Are you born, like, do you have you said you have a passport, is the United States of America passport?
United States of America, but not the United States, the federal territory.
Oh, you didn't get so you don't have like a federal passport given to you.
Yeah, made up.
It's not a passport issued by the United States of America.
It is. Now my status is corrected.
When someone says they've corrected their status, it really just means they've had a
They're
bit too
dumb.
much asbestos for breakfast. Either that, or they're claiming to be American state nationals, or as I like to call them, sovereign citizen lights. But hey, he can go and check out and see how correcting his status and using his passport to drive worked out for fellow state national Taquane X in my last video. Spoiler alert, it didn't work out for him at all. Alright, so that's the end of the video. After all of that, he still didn't take the offer and requested a pretrial conference, which got scheduled for late October. So you know I'm going to be on top of it.
Yes,
If you liked
please,
the
for me,
video,
my
leave a
chief.
like. If you disliked it, leave a dislike. But don't forget to leave a comment below and subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss any of my content.
Thank you very much, Father Skeptic. We definitely appreciate. And as you like to say, you're out. Alrighty, with that, we will bring this afternoon to a close. As always, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Get us to the 50,000 views, 1,000 subscribers. So, Box, you can send us nice presents we can send out to you. Google puts us on the algorithms. Wasn't able to check before doing today's episodes, but we are scratching right on that cusp to be able to get it. So please, please, please continue helping us get there. So until then, again, like, share, and subscribe, be kind to one another, and release the Krakens as we march along this afternoon and every afternoon here from day one. Have a great afternoon. We'll see you with more content tonight.